Hello, my name is Wendy.
My name is Andy.
My name's Ramon.
And my name is Sherlyn.
Today we are going to talk about how COVID is affecting education for students in Canada, North America. Students now risk losing 70 trillion in lifetime earning in present value, or about 14% of today's global GDP, because of COVID-related school closure and the economic shocks. This statement is not alarmist. These statements come from the most authoritative organization in the world. As more than 1 billion children are at risk of falling behind, many children from low-income families cannot afford online learning. The global education crisis is more serious than we thought, and the impact is developing continuously. Next slide.
For student experience, a lot of students who are starting post-secondary might actually have to go through the entire time in post-secondary online. Same goes with high school students. For post-secondary students, depending on their program, they might be able to attend 1 or 2 classes in person now. But for students who are in other countries, obviously won't be able to attend, which makes things harder for the students. College students who applied for the hands-on experience won't be able to get that anymore, as for the classes will be online most of the time. So there might be a debate for some students, seeing that the college might be a cheaper version of university, as it may be the same experience where, of course, if this continues, they will graduate online just like some have already. For professor-teacher experience, as for professors, their jobs might be on the line, as they might not be good at the online space, or technology is just not their niche. Or the online teaching just might not be this helpful, since their style of teaching might be more hands-on in person. They have to change their entire lesson plan or teaching style. As for teachers who might be able to teach kids, it may be hard to grab their attention, as all the kids will be more distracted online, making it harder for some professors in general. But it might be the best thing ever, as it might be their style of teaching. Nevertheless, it can be difficult to set everything up for lectures through technical difficulties.
The impact of academic on school revenue in Canada is huge. First of all, the supply-demand relationship in education has changed. The number of students is slowly decreasing due to the pandemic. Most of lost students are international students, and international students' tuition fees are 4 times that of local students. As a result, although international students account for only 15% of university enrollment, they account for more than 33% of tuition paid by students across the country. As the reliance on international tuition revenue has increased among many universities, so has the risk of financial losses if a drop in international students' enrollment was occurred. From the picture, we can see that international students are generally decreasing.
During these times, course content is crucial, as students nowadays obtain 25 to 60% more content learning online, since they're able to learn at their own pace by going back to the content. Of course, with the content, how it is presented and talked about is very important as well. Since lectures and lessons are online, students can go back to them and obtain the knowledge as it is presented. The in-person experience is hard, as some campuses don't allow lectures to happen in person. Of course, at the moment, while some regulations have been lifted, some courses are able to be hosted in person again at certain times, which is great. But as for the students who have attended classes online, they would need proper connection to stay in classes and other student products like technology to attend lectures or classes during this pandemic. For more details on that, I'll send it over to Roman.
Place. So ever since COVID-19 first appeared in Canada, many colleges and institutions were forced, mainly due to new regulations, to deliver their courses online, and some courses in the initial phase had to be postponed or even canceled for many students. This initial transition from in-person to virtual learning affected both college students and teachers, but affected predominantly mostly international students. There was a sharp decrease in international students applying to Canadian colleges, as seen from the graph below, showing the differences between 2019 and 2020 study permits being issued. This difference in study permits being issued between the years 2019 and 2020 could have been caused by COVID travel restrictions that were being imposed on international students, and by the change of in-person learning to online learning, which many international students may not have liked at the time. However, since 2021 and 2022, colleges are now being more flexible and offering hybrid learning for many courses to students and allowing them to choose if they want to come to the campus or continue doing online, depending on the course. Next. So a few technologies that are now being in place. Firstly, we have VR technology. VR technology has allowed students, especially those who need a more hands-on and practical approach for learning in their course, and allowed them to learn more effectively amidst COVID-19. VR learning simulates real-life situations, such as medical students being able to practice medicine and even have operations on simulated characters. VR engrosses the students in practically a whole new environment that simulates real life without students having to actually travel to a workplace study. Second, we have AI-run websites and simulations. Although not the same as VR simulations, these AI websites and simulations allow students to run a simulation that may seem like a game, but they're actually a specially run application designed to simulate how students' actions and decisions would affect the simulation. These softwares and websites helped college professors navigate their content to fit with online learning, as well as the AI in websites also helps to automate certain tasks, such as marking MCQ tests and other work, so that professors can now focus more towards teaching students.
Promotion. No, not only there have been significant changes in where and how students study, but the number of students who have been opted to skip college entirely has increased dramatically. According to study, more than 20% of students chose to defer, and 28% of pupils indicate that they would not return or just haven't made up their minds. As a result, the issue arises as to what colleges may do to retain students enrolled. To engage with our consumers where they are now, especially online, it is critical to move our marketing spend around. Here are some aspects to consider when it comes to digital marketing. Ads on the internet, essential and sponsored social media, marketing through email. To reach out to parents, for example, considering sending an email, are you looking for new students? They are usually seen on Instagram and TikTok. Some subjects to consider are two: arrangements of student safety. If or when pupils attend college, the college's reaction to COVID-19, accessibility to knowledge about recent factors such as changes at the college, promotions of society and interconnection, as well as ways for students to participate digitally. It's critical to rethink how individuals communicate about college's worth outside of the on-campus engagement, considering the devastating consequences COVID-19 has had on the higher education market. The alterations are likely to occur long after the epidemic has passed. Early interventions immediately, implementing adjustments, and being flexible and responsive can only help colleges in future. Our video has come to an end. Thank you for taking the time to watch.